Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto bread recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make quick and easy keto peanut butter bread. Now don't worry if you have nut allergies or you're not a big peanut butter fan, don't worry, I have you covered. I have nut-free options as always for you. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line an 8 by 4 inch loaf pan with parchment paper and allow the paper to hang over the sides just a little bit so you can easily remove the bread once it's done baking. In a large food processor, combine 256 grams or around 1 cup of creamy natural peanut butter. If you want this to be nut-free, you can use seed butter or cookie butter. I'll leave a link in the description to my cookie butter if you want to use that. If using peanut butter or seed butter, make sure the only ingredients are peanuts and some kind of oil. Make sure there's no added sugars or added preservatives. All there needs to be in peanut butter or seed butter is peanuts or seeds and oil. Add 3 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smooth. Now I have not tried this with flax eggs or chia eggs or any other egg substitute, so I don't know if they would work or not. You're more than welcome to try it, and if you do try it and it works, let me know. Add 5 milliliters or around 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Now this is not going to make your bread taste like vinegar. The whole point and purpose of it is the vinegar is going to react more with the baking powder and it's going to create some gas bubbles and air pockets, which result in a little bit lighter texture in your bread so it's not super thick. Add 10 grams or around 2 teaspoons of baking powder. If you want a sweet bread, you can add about a tablespoon or so of granulated sweetener or brown sugar sweetener. That's up to you. You can also, if you want to, add some ground cinnamon or some dried spices to give your bread just a little bit of a different flavor. That's entirely up to you. I'm leaving mine just a plain peanut butter bread. Pulse the ingredients together just until everything starts combining a little bit. Then process for about 10 to 15 seconds or again until the mixture starts combining together a little bit more. Scrape down the sides of your processor bowl and push everything to the center of your processor bowl. Process for another 30 seconds or so or until everything is fully combined and you have a smooth mixture in your processor. Now, if you don't have a processor, you can do this in a blender or a standing mixer, or you can use a hand mixer. If you don't have any of those, you can mix this with just a wooden spoon by hand. It's just going to take a little bit more elbow grease because it is a little bit more of a thicker mixture. As it's processing, you can open the lid and scrape down the sides of your processor bowl as needed. You want to make sure all the ingredients get fully incorporated. After 30 seconds or so and everything is fully combined, again scrape down the sides of your processor bowl and push everything to the center. Then scoop the mixture into your prepared loaf pan and use a spatula to evenly smooth the mixture throughout your loaf pan. Make sure everything stays as even and as smooth as possible. You want there to be a nice even cook, so keep it as smooth as you can. Now, if you want to, before you scoop the mixture into your loaf pan, you can add in a little bit of add-ins of your choice, like maybe some chopped nuts or some mini chocolate chips or berries or anything that you might want to add to it. You can add some add-ins. Just don't add a whole lot because it won't cook properly if you add too much. Once your batter is smoothed evenly throughout your loaf pan, what I like to do is I like to use a butter knife or a thin spatula and just kind of go around the edges of the pan and pull the batter just slightly away from the sides of the pan. In my opinion, this just helps for a better even cook. It helps the air in the oven to be able to circulate around all the sides of the bread. You don't have to do this. It will still turn out if you don't do it. This is just an extra step that I like to do. Once your bread is ready to be put in the oven, then place it in your preheated oven and bake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes or until the bread is lightly golden and a texture comes out clean. Once the bread is done baking, remove it from your oven and allow it to cool in the pan for at least 30 minutes so it can firm up. After 30 minutes, grasp the overhanging parchment paper and carefully transfer the bread to a wire rack. Do this carefully because your bread will still be warm, and warm bread is always fragile. Once it's on the wire rack, allow it to cool completely before slicing it. Make sure it is cooled completely. Do not try to slice it when it is warm. All right, so it is cooled. We have sliced it. I popped mine in the microwave for like 15 seconds just to give it a little bit more warmth. Slap some butter on it, which is basically melting into the bread right now as we speak. Yummy. But of course, you can leave it at room temperature and don't have to put anything on it. That is entirely up to you. And one thing you will notice that this is a small bread. That's because it is designed basically for breakfast or for a snack. It is not made to put on a sandwich unless you're just wanting a tiny little sandwich, which, hey, go for it if that's what you want. So this would go really good with a morning cup of coffee or your mid-afternoon pick-me-up snack because it's got a lot of protein in it, but not a lot of carbs. So anyway, let's taste this. It smells really good. Yummy. That'll go really good with a cup of coffee in the morning. I like that. I like this because it already has the protein all in it. And I'm hypoglycemic, so halfway through the day I have to have a snack that has protein in it. And this will be perfect for that. Good stuff. You can eat this immediately. If you do have any leftovers, store it in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 1 week. Now, I haven't tried freezing this bread, but there's really no reason why it should not freeze well. It doesn't have any ingredients in it or anything that wouldn't freeze well. So if you want to freeze this bread, you're more than welcome to try that. If you do decide to freeze the bread, make sure you slice it into your desired size slices before you freeze it, and then put some parchment paper in between each slice so it doesn't stick together in the freezer. Then when you're ready to use it, you can just take however many slices you want out, place it on your countertop, and it should thaw in just maybe 5 minutes or less. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.